We also got ourselves some extra large bags, so that way I don't have to use the hiking bag as a secondary bag. Oh, we found another katana, and I actually saw a fourth katana, but it was one of those situations where there's just too many zombies to realistically get it and go away. Like, I would have been able to get it and then not be able to return to the van, and we were in the middle of nowhere far away from home, so that wasn't a viable option. What was my food situation? Oh yeah, and I repaired a bunch of the machetes. So we're pretty alright in food. We're not carrying a bunch of extra crap with us. We've got 9mm handy. All good. We did get a new car, which I was excited because while it's not a great car, it was, you know, reasonably performant. Only to discover, like, it's got the worst gas can I have seen in the game. We actually ran out of gas on the way home from just driving up to the country club and back. And luckily, I keep extra tanks of gas in my vehicle, so it wasn't a problem. Did you just say very thick fog for today, or is that tomorrow? I think that was tomorrow. I'm debating what we're doing because of that. Because if we're having very thick fog, I definitely don't want to get caught out with the very thick fog. So maybe this becomes a carpentry day. Or rather a base building day kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's what we do. We work on the base today. So we'll go park this. Because the problem with the very thick fog... Don't forget the radio. The problem with very thick fog is it makes driving very rough. You have to go really slow and everything, or you can't react if stuff's in the road until it's too late. Alright, which of you has the better trunk? You have 179. It's probably this other one. 150. No, this is the one with the better trunk. Alright. Let's go get some wood. But first, let's get some gas. Basically, the issue was I've had people who are trying to donate using credit card, which is cool. I very much appreciate it. But Streamlabs credit card thing just doesn't work correctly right now. I had to reach out to support and everything. They're like, just make them go through PayPal, and PayPal takes credit card. It's like, okay, your UI is entirely unintuitive. Thank you. So, not super thrilled about that. Because I have a feeling people who do want to donate but don't want to be involved with PayPal, which is totally fair. You know, I don't have a solution for them. Maybe I have to set up like a Patreon or something. A place you could take out a bunch of furniture. I already tore that place apart. I don't think there's a lot in there. Nice. There was some shelves in there. I don't feel like that was... I think this place had a lot of places we could take stuff apart. Oh no, this is the place we took everything apart, isn't it? Where is it? No, it's not. Okay. There's not a lot in here, but we'll take some apart. Yeah, I understand that feeling. Like, I've been open about the fact that starting this Friday, so 2 days from now is my last day at my current job, and then I'm putting myself on sabbatical for a while just because I've been working forever. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. Gotcha. A trip to another city to get a tattoo would probably be fun. Tattoos were something that I've never done, but there were many, many, many times I was like strongly considering various designs and everything. I never got to the confidence of this is something I want to dedicate onto my body. Like no other reason, just that. Can I not take apart your desk? There we go. No? Desk's apparently off limits. I got you, I understand. I don't know why, but I understand. Cool. Yeah, I like tattoos. It's just, you know, committing something that long. No, take my desk. Look, man, I worked hard to get this spot. You can't have it, it's mine. Yep, nope, but like I said, there's been times where I've had drawings and I'm like, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do this, like, really, really focused on probably making it happen. Yeah, I just can't take apart these desks. They're just too fancy. The character's like, nah, that's just not right. I can't break this desk. Now this desk is right out. This desk I can disassemble, even with all the stuff sitting on top of it. At the moment, we've got heavy fog coming in, so I'm just basically collecting. I'm actually more interested in the planks than the nails at the moment. But like, I'm never going to turn down nails. But we got heavy fog rolling in tomorrow, so it's like, okay, I don't want to drive all the way up to the country club to just have to turn around right away and come back because the weather makes it impossible to drive around and do stuff safely. Yep, no, I agree completely. Let's not fight the hordes in heavy fog. That is a bad time. You never end up needing these screws. Like, you can make shelves with screws, but you never really end up doing it. Yeah, so I'm gonna take everything apart, grab all the nails, grab all the planks, go back, do some carpentry, rinse and repeat until the fog clears. Unfortunately, in a lot of cases, not much. Like, when it comes to defensive abilities, metal is only slightly better than wood, and considering the effort you have to put into it, it's usually just not worth the effort. They do have the advantage of, like, if you make a metal crate for storage as opposed to a wooden crate for storage, a metal crate carries 80 versus a wooden crate carries 50. But usually I find I can just get the supplies I need for another wooden crate much faster. So I can just build 2 wooden crates in the time it would take me to build 1 metal. Honestly, probably like 4 or 5 wooden crates. That and the supplies for metalworking are so much more rare, I'd rather use them for stuff like repairing cars and that kind of stuff. Honestly, most of the time with the storage, I end up grabbing the metal shelves like you find at the post office in Riverside. Not that they're like any better; they're actually Like, we're being objective, I can grab cabinets that carry 65 that sit on the bottom and then put a shelf above them, and it would be better than the metal shelves that can be 65 per half, and you can't put stuff above them. But then I have to make shelves. And I honestly actually probably should make shelves at some point. I still need to find a welding mask. I've got multiple propane welders, multiple propane torches, some of the welding rods and everything, but no mask. And this game is OSHA compliant that you don't just bust out your welder, you know, cover your eyes and call it good enough. It's like, nah, you must wear a welding mask. Protect those retina. Now this, turn your head slightly away and just kind of shield your eyes with your hand, and I call that fine. Like, I could grab all these. Is that a chrome sink? Let's see if that's a chrome sink. I grab a wrench though. Because part of me wants in the storage room to still have like the cabinets on the outer perimeter kind of thing. I like that aesthetic. And plus I can add sinks to them later if I put rain barrels on the roof or something like that. You can still put a shelf above them, so it kind of gives you two spots for organization as opposed to one. Yeah, you kind of, those things, it's like, is it the safe or proper way of doing it? No. Can you get away with it? Probably. If we were in a zombie apocalypse situation and, like, you needed to survive? Yes. Like, standard safety practices, take a sideline when you're talking about surviving. Maybe the more you weld without a mask, the more blind trait permanently kicks in, lowering your view distance. I could see that like, if you weld without a mask, there's like a chance you mess up your eyes. I think that would be a fair thing where it's like you really don't want to do it, but, you know, if you're just that much struggling. I've already read Advanced Tailoring and Farming, and I've read all these books. Right. Well, that was like one of the things, and this would be something I would be okay for like an adaptive mod, like adaptive traits kind of mod, is firing off guns in enclosed spaces without any type of hearing protection. It should slowly ruin your hearing. Like if I'm in this tiny little room here and the door's closed, and I'm firing off a 45 revolver, you know, over time that should completely jack up my hearing. You know, one shot wouldn't be particularly bad, but you know, after like 30 or 40 shots in those tiny closed spaces, you know, you should get like hard of hearing trait and then eventually deaf trait if you just keep doing it. Or like get like a trait called tinnitus. I mean, for arthritis levels of carpentry, I would have to do a lot of carpentry. Like, that's the thing that gives you arthritis with carpentry, is doing it for, 10, 15, 20 years, like 5, 6 days a week. This is true. That is fair. I am literally building a home, you know, by hand, and my character doesn't know like basic safety practices of carpentry. They're just like, I'm learning by just doing stuff. Hey, Whistlebeak. How's it going? Yeah, because I guess we also have to keep in mind my character's not using like table saws or miter boxes or any of the stuff that helps with that. They're getting out like a hand saw and doing that. And it's not like I have what I need to sharpen blades or anything floating around here. So one assumes I'm using dull blades. Which, for anyone who does carpentry and all that, dull blades is how you get hurt. Like, easiest way to get hurt doing any type of woodworking, dull blades. Because you'll force stuff in ways you shouldn't, and that's when bad things happen. Yeah, not even an axe, like the hand axe, like chopping down a full-on oak tree with a little hand axe. Yeek. Wisbik says, just chillin' to some Soviet wave while tackling a 11 mechanoid ship part. Eesh. I don't even want to think about chopping down like a whole freaking like oak tree or pine tree using like a little hand axe with, the plastic fiberglass handle. My wrist hurts thinking about it. Oh yeah. Yeah, if it doesn't cut through easy, you just don't want to. You're just asking to get hurt. I do feel like panic should have, like large amounts of panic should have some type of consequence more than just you do less damage. Like your character needs some time away from like crippling levels of panic. Like maybe when you have like legitimate panic in there where you get to like extreme panic moodle and everything, your character should get the anxious modifier, and that lingers around for a long time after hitting that level of panic for like a good couple hours in game. I see you, zombie. I'll be there in a minute. That way when you get to those super high levels of panic, you can't get to sleep for a while. I'm not sure I'd want it to do anything like you would have a heart attack and potentially kill your character, I think, that extreme. But I could definitely see it being severely penalizing. Yeah. And extreme panic should make you exert faster. As well as sweat more, all that kind of stuff. Give panic management more meaning than just I did a little less damage. Shrug. Well, I mean, it's actually quite a bit less damage, if we're being honest. I can see that. So, like, one of the things they have in Oxygen not included that's a mechanic is when your people are having breakdowns, like what type of breakdown they'll have. I could see adding something like that to Project Zomboid, that when you know your character hits like an extreme level of depression or extreme level of panic, they have different things. So, like, you can have, you know, panic vomiting is one thing. Which all that would be in practice is it would, you know, effectively stun your character for his moment, which is a super dangerous part. Plus, you'd need to eat again sooner. How's your stream? Oh, and it's going well. We just got started. We're expecting bad weather, so since the bad weather is going to be tomorrow, and by the time we drive out to where we need to go, and then just be there for bad weather, so we'd probably want to come back, we're making the choice of just, you know what, we're going to go collect supplies. We're going to have a base building day. Just work on our base, make it nice and pretty. By that I mean just make a big box and then put some places we can store stuff in it. But we're going to work on that while the weather's crap, and then we'll get back to grinding out the zombies. So, a nice chill start to the stream, which is probably good. I had to pressure wash before the stream, so my hands are still a bit shaky because that's just what happens when you hold something that's doing that for like 2 hours. Ah, you started a 0-0. 0 to hero run. Yep, that's always, takes a little bit to get off the ground. Let me know what you think of it, because I've definitely had people who are like, I enjoy this, and I've had people who are like, I am never doing that again. Why did I even think this was worth doing? And it's fair in both counts. Oh yeah. Like, right at the beginning, it's like, you go and you kind of paw at a zombie, and you're like, alright, well, I'm tired. I'm gonna go lay down. But, then you get, like, 2 fitness, and you're like, alright, this isn't awful anymore. Part of the reason I also like it is, you know, when you start out and your character's just good at combat, like, getting that much better doesn't feel like that big of a change. If I'm being honest, like, yeah, you one-shot stuff a little bit more reliably, but it's not super impactful feeling. But when you come from like 0, where you know you're 5 hitting zombies to just try and kill them with a decent weapon, and then you're going and you're one-shotting, you're like, I am a superhero. Get on my level, zombie. And then you get a katana at that point, you're just like, delete everything. Yeah. I also think that's a good thing, though, that it teaches you patience, because it's when you panic, when you rush, when you're stubborn, those are the things that get you in trouble. And like yesterday, we managed to get away with it, but I was like 10 levels past being too stubborn trying to get my van back. And I mean, ultimately, it cost us a truck. Hi, zombies. It cost us a truck. We put ourselves in a lot of danger way too many times. Yup. Yup. And then sometimes RNG is just like, today is not your day. Okay, nothing I need in the backpack, so I don't need to worry about it. Yeah, I still couldn't believe that. We got down that one road, not a single durability hit, like maybe one durability hit, but I don't recall seeing a durability hit. And then we got on the other road, and it was just, out of 10 swings, we had like 5 or 6 durability hits. I'm like, what is this garbage on a katana? Which, don't get me wrong, the katana isn't amazing durability, but it's sure not terrible. Oh, I will. One of the things I've been doing is, because I was sitting there putting like 10 objectives there, and that felt too noisy, and maybe people disagree, and if so, fair, like, I don't mind changing it. But it felt too noisy, like too much is on the screen, so I cut it down to just like, what is the next main objective we're trying to accomplish? Because I did have like, locate a generator, find the generator manual, find the herbalism manual, clear Ekron, or no, it was get to, was it reach Ekron? No, I think it was establish our base or something like that. Yeah, I need to do that. Right now it's one label that has no different font sizes because I just quickly tossed it up there yesterday. But I actually do need to go in there and be like, alright, let's take a minute to do that. Maybe that's one of the things I'll do is when, you know, from processing wood or whatever, we get really exhausted one of these times they have to sit down, rather than fast forward, is I'll update that list. Because I do want to also have spacing between the next objective and then the cleared section. Yeah. That was getting annoying, because it's like, we would clear Ekron, it's like, alright, I've gone through town, like, twice. Like, the full length of town, and I killed maybe 10 zombies. And in my book, if you only find, like, 10 zombies in the whole town, congratulations, that town is cleared, because that's about as cleared as it gets, realistically, with the zombies randomly strolling in from the woods from time to time. And then, like, I would update the message saying, okay, it's clear now. And then you'd turn around the very next day, and it'd be like, why are there, like, 50 zombies here? Where did you all come from? Why are you making me a liar? You're coming with me. You're a nice painting. Oh, it's fine. What I'll end up doing is, because like right now you see I filled it up and it's very heavy load, if I get into a fight, I'll right click and drop it real fast, so you see I drop it instantly, and now I'm not very heavy load. So that's the whole reason I get the second bag. Is that way if you know... Why are you... Oh. I regret doing that now. Basically the bag is too heavy for me to pick up, because I don't get the weight reduction until I put it on. So I don't get the weight reduction until it's equipped. But yeah, so you get the idea. The idea is, if I were to walk out here and I see a horde up the road and they start moving my way, I can just quickly right-click, drop the bag, and then I'm good to fight. And so here's a pro tip. So right now, this bag, if I take it out of my... where I'm carrying it, so I just have it on my person, I need to just right-click on equip. As you can see, the thing weighs like 30. My seat only has 26. My seat is now carrying 35. So that's a useful way to get a lot of carry weight. Is if you have a surplus of large bags, which can be like, that's something you got to go out of your way for usually, and you have a seat with lots of vehicles, you can make each seat, I think it's, what is it, like 37 this bag can carry? No, 35 with organized. So I can make every seat carry an extra, you know, amount of weight to it. So if I have a 6-seater, that's a lot of extra weight I'm carrying. Because it's you're able to put one thing in the seat that is, even if it goes over the capacity, you can just chuck like entire pieces of furniture, bags, that kind of stuff in there, and it will allow you to put something over capacity in a seat. Like, I can't add anything new to it now that it's over capacity, but I can get one thing in there to go over capacity. So that's how you can carry like generators and water dispensers and all sorts of heavy stuff in seats. Yeah, and that's a fair consideration, is if my vehicle stalls out and I've got zombies at my driver's side door, now because I've got something in a seat, I can't necessarily climb out in a hurry. That is a very, very reasonable concern. Alright, so how am I going to deal with this? I'm going to walk over here, drop this bag, grab this one, you know, for right now, just drop the nails in the ground, because I don't have my tools, my nails and all that are in that bag. Alright, it should be plenty of weight drop to be able to grab this bag on my back. Now back over here. Here's another thing I want to be part of the game, that I can click and drag to switch the order of my bags, or some way switch the order of my bags. So the only way to do that now is to unequip the bag and then re-equip it so it goes onto the bottom of the list, which is actually something I'm going to do because I always want my drop bag to be the last on the list, so it's just easy to find. But yeah, my plan is to make this a storage room. I actually think I'm just going to keep looking for oak cabinets, because those seem to be fairly common of the cabinets. And just basically use the oak cabinets along the outside for my storage, and then put shelves above them. Like, this isn't something I plan to sit here and do all in one run. Like, this is something we'll wander over, grab a few things, rinse, repeat. Put up our painting. Alright, you're doing fine. And I just did that way it'd be on the bottom here. Why are you full? I need you to not be full, please. Why are all of you full? I need you all to not be full, please. Now we're just starting to put stuff where it shouldn't be, but that is what it is. That's a later me problem. But that is why we are building more storage. Yep. That post about the exact same time as say, it's like, but this is literally why we're building a storage room. Because we know we have a problem and it needs to be addressed. Yep, and if we get eaten by a zombie, it's no longer later me's problem. I've had a number of times where people brought up, it's like, oh, how impactful is having the bag in the secondary hand fighting? I haven't particularly noticed a difference. Now granted, it doesn't happen super often that I get into a fight holding my secondary bag for more than one zombie, but I haven't noticed appreciable difference. Now there could be. I just haven't fought enough with it to kind of suss that out, as it were, but I just personally haven't observed it. To think, I used to take the trait that you loot slower because I'm like, that's free points. I don't even want to think about managing the stuff with that anymore. Like, even not having dexterous now, I'm like, oh, please, come on, loot faster. Get this over with. Why are you doing this? Good morning, Integer Smirk. How goes it? You've got something for the to-do list? Put extra space in the to-do list, like you said. Yep. Yep, that is, like, basically I've been waiting for a character to be exhausted or something like that, where it's one of those times where we need to kill some time, and then just rather than fast forward, I'm going to go and clean that up. So far that has not occurred, though. Integer Smirk says, all good. I got a pile of fruit, a pile of work, and I can listen to rotting piles of zombies while I get to the bottom of them. Yeah, fair enough. How many trash bags do we have? I should have more than enough for one more Oh, geez, I got a bunch. I don't want to make all of those into rain barrels right now. But I will put one more rain barrel in the corner so that this is symmetrical. Okay, that no matter what I do, that'll still take another load. I was gonna see if I could just make that the last trip, but that's not gonna be possible. So I think happened there was I oh no, not again. Alright, 1 second. I think I hit E too early, but because it's holding right click, the character wouldn't climb the wall. So we dropped the bag as if we're going to climb the wall, and then just didn't because, you know, couldn't. Our nails are in the bag. Okay, cool. I was able to manage to fit. I was worried that wasn't going to fit. You know, plumb that in later. Correction, the devs broke the test environment, so it might just be time to go work out. Yeah. Okay, so you can put a corner there. Because we have a theory as to how you make sure your stuff is considered indoors or out. And that's to build the walls first, and then try and put pillars in the corners, and if it lets you, do it. If it doesn't, don't. So my hope is that now my walls are good for this to be an interior place. Yep. I had to assemble it anyways, let's just do it. Alright. So basically I'm going to be getting rid of this fence on this side because we're extending this whole thing out. But I do think eventually I'm going to make an upstairs part to this place. Right now I'm just going to put floor to make the bottom part interior, but we'll see what happens there. Okay, I wanted to take this one part, not that one. Yep, I mean, I agree with Burning Sun. That is one of the things that's like, the whole purpose of a test environment is to test things. Sometimes those destroying said test environment, making you have to spin it back up. Better to test in test than production. Because that's usually where stuff ends up if you don't test it in test. I don't know what that sound was. Oh. That was my to-do app thing. Apparently it has sounds turned on the computer, telling me I needed to do something, but I already did it. Yep, it was me. It was a to-do app I used to keep track of the things I intend on getting done, all that.